Hi everyone, welcome back to Diamond Paints with Mike, and today we commence stage 2 of this beautiful frog that we bought from the range. And I'm just going to, I wasn't sure whether to use my mint choc chip or the strawberry sundae because I've still got the chocolate orange going in the other room, and I thought, well, I'll use this today, see what it feels like, because I've actually had a mint hot chocolate today from Greg. So we're going to use my arc reactor here, and we'll put that on. My lamp that Linda showed me is too big to sit under the tripod, so we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. But yeah, let's oh, that's quite a high flame. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is the mint chocolate chips that we're going to be using here today. So obviously it's not going to smell mint very, straightforward. It needs a bit of time to kick in. So let me get my pen. I have to use this cheap one for now. As I say, these things, I don't really understand what they're for, so I'll probably just chuck them away, or perhaps sell them for £1 on Vinted. Someone might want it for something. So sorry, I'm not very well prepared today because I've just spent 5 days over at my mum's because I've had a bit of I needed like a break, temporary break. So yeah, right. So where do I want to start? I think I'd like to work on the head section here today. So we'll start off with this, and yeah, we have well, I went over Halloween and got back yesterday, and I'll tell you something, I've not missed doing filming once. Why is it always when you like have a week off, or like a few days off, you can't really get back into doing filming, can you? And yeah, today's like the first proper day. I haven't done any filming since Halloween, so this is sort of like my first day sort of back on the whip and chats. And yeah, it was nice because Halloween Teddy was over, so it was nice to see my nephew. And there was loads. They put up so many like decorations. I walked in the path and I was like, oh my god, what is that? And I walked in, this is no joke, I walked into like this big rope spider web thing, and you get them from the range, and what it is you get this massive hook at the front, which obviously gets bolted to the roof of the house. And then obviously the idea is the rope acts as like a spider web, and I think he got it from the range, but you had all this like rope hanging from the roof down onto the floor, and I was like, well, how am I going to get through? So there was a bit of rope that he didn't tie up to make it look like a web so that it could create as a door. And I thought, well, what are you going to do when the postman comes in? Because he's going to need to get in to deliver mail. And he had to crawl under the spider web thing. So I did take a photo, but I'll have to try and remember where I put it, because today my iPhone was saying that there was another update available, and they wanted near enough 4 gigabytes. And like the amount of updates iPhones do, like you'll download one, and then with like a couple of weeks they want to download another one, but it's taking up so much room, so I have to like take all the apps off so that it can install this update to then put all the way back on again. And then yeah, so we had Halloween and I was watching Spooky Buddies because I love that film. And yeah, then of course we did that, had some dinner. My brother did a dinner of hot dogs, rings, you know, them hoop ring things that you get in a tin, with tomato sauce in and chips. And these weren't like chips from, you know, like bagged chips you can get from the shop, the frozen ones. He actually hand peeled them and I could not eat it because I don't like the texture of hot dogs. I think it's just mush. Half the time they're not even like one bite and you just don't really enjoy it. It's just a very strange texture. It doesn't taste any. It's not like the consistency of like a normal sausage. Like Richmond's are my favourite sausages, but I don't know, hot dogs just seem very sort of like, when you bite into it, it's just like mush. And I was like, I'm really sorry, I can't eat that. So I ended up having pizza. I'm really getting sick of the sight of eating pizzas. But we always have a pizza in the fridge over there, just in case one of us don't like the food that is being done. But what kind of annoyed me was he didn't really ask if I liked it. He should have really asked me first. Well, he got a bit upset because I said I didn't want it. But the thing is, he likes to surprise you, so you know, I couldn't help it. I just don't like hot dogs. And my mum said, rather than, you know, say no, you could have said, well, just take the hot dogs out and I'll have a chip butty. Well, of course, I didn't think. So, so yeah. And then, of course, I had my birthday as well, which was due in November. So we celebrated that. Every year I get I've had this cake for many, many years. And it was probably the first ever cake I had as a child. And it was the caterpillar cake, but this one was from M&S. And if you Google it, this was like a frozen one, so you had like chocolate ganache, but it had like not very much cake. I felt like it was very wafer thin, but you had this lovely chocolate through it, like so the hard sort of chocolate around it, and then as you bit into it, it was like ganache, and then a bit further down was a bit of cake. And yeah, so that's another thing to tick off that I've now tried. What I do is whenever there's like new foods out, I'll always like write it down, and then when I've tried it, I can like tick it off. But oh my god, I've been shopping today in Sainsbury's because over Halloween they've done this like oh, that shouldn't go there. Over Halloween they've done this like challenge thing where if you're a Nectar card holder, you can scoop up 300 points. I think there's like 5 of them, but you have to get 50 points in order to get that. And I'm on the last round. I've only got like probably about a couple more points to get. It's on 29 out of 50, so I assume another 10. So I was quite surprised because I looked on my Nectar app and they said I had £7 on there. So that took £5 off the shopping, which was fantastic. So today, I decided to use it, and I only had to pay £3, and my shopping came to £8. So that was quite handy. Now I've got to scoop up a few more points because it's given. I had £7 on the voucher. Well, of course, with Nectar, it has to be 500 at any one time. I don't think you can go higher than 1,000 points, or, you know, 500, because I've always found you have to have £2.50. Sorry, £2.50. £2.50 is worth 500 points, I think. So, yeah, I just need a couple more points and then I can unlock that £2.50 and I'll use that tomorrow. So got some shopping in there, and then I zinged round to Greggs because when it's your birthday, I forgot about this. And I know Costa Coffee do it, but Costa Coffee give you a free slice of cake when it's your birthday. And I forgot that Greggs do exactly the same thing. So I didn't have a chance to use it because when we was in Chelmsford, last year I was at Butlins, so I spent my birthday there. But this year I decided I wanted to go out for a meal. And we went to this restaurant called Songe in Chelmsford. And it's absolute, I cannot tell you, like, I was so impressed. Like, that's the first time I went there. And we were kind of confused because we went there and it said it was closed. And I was like, but we've booked a table, so it must be there. Why is it closed? Well, of course, it's because they don't open till 5:30, but the downstairs bit was open. But they said you can go up and just wait in the entrance bit. It's very posh in there. Like you have to pay first up because it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and once you're paid, you know, you can do what you like. And yeah, we sort of went in there, and before that, that's when I went to go and get, so let me just figure out what I want to use next. So let's do 5 next. Before that, I went to go and get my free cake. Well, I thought the one outside, that's actually in the Chelmsford train station, but outside, because it's half in and half out, because as you go into the station, the shop's in there, but you can't enter it, you can't access it unless you go to like the window bit. So to get into the shop, you have to go right out the station and back round into the coffee bit. And they said, oh no, sorry, we don't do cakes like the carrot cake we do. You need a big one, because apparently they took quite a lot of the cakes away, because they're only like you know, the station ones are like a quick grab to coffee in it. So I thought, well, the nearest one from there is Riverside, where some of all the shops are. You've got McDonald's, Home Bargains, Matalan, Home Sense, yeah, various sort of other ones, Iceland's, and yeah, so I used it in there, and I went to go for cheesecake, and out the corner of my eye, I saw, no joke, I saw this gorgeous Lotus Biscoff cheesecake, and I thought, yeah, I'll have that. Now they retail at £4, but because it was my birthday, I had my birthday's not today, by the way, because it probably sounds like my birthday's today, so my birthday's already been and gone. And I got my Lotus Biscoff, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll have that. So I used that, but of course, obviously, because it's cheesecake, they put it in a bag and it's all sort of getting squashed and stuff, so I had to sort of eat it there and then. So anyway, after I ate that, we went to Matalan, because obviously we got there for 4, because me and my mum was on the train, and we was going to meet my sister there. Well, she don't finish till like 5 o'clock, so we had to kill some time, so we walked up to there, and it was arranged to meet at Riverside anyway, and we was eating some of that. And then when my sister came along, we went into Matalan. So we got out of there, and by then we sort of was ready to go into the mill. And yeah, it was really, really lovely, really. And it was very, very posh in there. I mean, we had what's called a refillable, which means that you pay one price and you can have as many like refills of drinks as you want. Now, the buffet is separate to the bar, so obviously if you want drinks from the bar, you have to pay separately for that, which I think is ridiculous when you've paid £60, because this buffet for 3 people came to 60 quid, and oh my god. So I felt like I was in a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. It was so beautifully done, like everything well presented. They had this massive chocolate fountain going, but I found it quite strange because next to the chocolate fountain, there was nothing really to put on the chocolate apart from sweets in a bowl. So, I mean, I don't know how you would put a cake under the chocolate fountain, because the cakes that we had, I did send it to Linda, so you'll see it on there, but it was like a little square, the tiniest piece of cake ever. I mean, you can't exactly put your bowl under it and then, like, it all pours on it, because it's all going to pour over the bowl as you put the bowl into it. So yeah, I really fancied that, and I thought, well, if there's nothing I can put with it, it's pointless. So anyway, I chose, there was all these different meals, but mainly it was, they had, oh my god, there was so many choices. They had Chinese stuff, they had, like all your Chinese, they had Indian, they had, fish fingers, chips, they had pizza, they had, curry, korma, Indian, you know, fish things like crab stick and stuff. And oh my god, my sister got this thing. It was so funny. It was like a real crab claw, but the claw was sticking out of, like, you know what like a croquet is, like then croquet mash things you can get. Well, it was in the texture of that, and all you saw was like this little claw coming out of the, like what looked like a croquet. And oh my god, my sister was like, oh my god, I don't really know if I want it. And my mum didn't really enjoy hers either, but yeah, I managed to get through 2 rounds of Chinese. I did Chinese first. I had like Chinese poppadoms, you know, all the sort of Chinese stuff. And oh my god, they do beef and black bean sauce. Like, that was so good. And then I went back the second time. I thought, well, I'll have a bit more Chinese because this noodle stuff was great. They didn't have chow mein, but it was like this yellowy sort of string, like very similar to noodle stuff. And I thought, well, I'll have a bit of that again. And they had these chicken balls, which were really small, which were really nice. And then I thought, well, I'll add a bit of pizza with it. And then I'll add a bit of chips, a bit of chicken nuggets, onion rings, and then obviously we ate that. And then I had dessert, which obviously the cakes were so small, like literally, like it could be like a cube. It was like that, the texture of that, like probably about that small, with like another bit and then another bit on top, and that was it. So they had like Eton mess, and they had chocolate fudge cake with Irish cream cake, and also, what was the other one I got? I got another one, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, and oh, Turismo. I think it's called Turismo. I don't know what the hell was in it, but it was horrible. This Turismo cake had like this long tube thing. You know them drinkable straws that you can get? You put the straw in the cereal and you can drink it through the straw and eat the straw. And then underneath it, well, they had this like wafer thing in the cream, and then underneath was like the most sloppiest slop ever. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was like all this mushy stuff, and oh my god, like I took one bite and had to like take it away. So yeah, I was like, I'm not having that. That it looked that, oh yeah, no. I love my cakes, but that was just horrible. And then at the corner of my eye, I saw spotted dick with custard. And oh my god, I really fancied that. And I thought, no, I've got, you know, enough cake. And me and cake, as you know, I love my cake. And I was so full I couldn't eat another round. So yeah, I mean, and then this man next to my sister was really annoying her because he kept going up. He went up 4 times. Now, you can go up as much as you like, right? But he got up. He literally put one thing on his plate at a time. Like, literally, perhaps a couple of chips and then one piece of, like, whatever the other food was. He ate that. Then he went up again. Then he ate that. Went up again. Ate that. Went up. You know, I've seen people on TikTok go into places like that, and eventually the manager will go, right, you can't eat anymore because you're doing it too much, sort of thing. So I've actually seen people get kicked out for keep going up and up and up. Now, I'm sorry, but I'm a big eater, but I could only manage 2, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's really annoying me. So I'm gonna have to, like, but the thing is, it wasn't the fact that he was going up and up and up. He was like shoveling it in as if he was like so hungry. Like, there's no need for that. And like, he was really ramming it in, and I thought, oh my god, this is making me feel sick. I'm gonna have to go now. Can we leave? So in the end, me and my sister, we got quite fed up with this bloke, like, we decided to leave after we had theirs. They didn't like arrive for like probably about until the second time we went up for the second meal. But just the way, like, it was, yeah, okay, you're hungry, but there's no need to keep like ramming it in like the way he did, like literally scoffing it down. Like, it, yeah, I don't want to sit next to someone like that. So yeah, then we came out. So anyway, we had this meal, and then we went up to this new restaurant, which, you know that a few months ago I was talking about this drink place I wanted to try? Well, this was the one outside the train station, and it was very good in there because you had like the timetable of the trains on a screen. So that was really, really good that they did that. There was very little seating space because upstairs is like a bookable section. You can't go up there unless you booked it. It's mainly for like if you're eating meals and stuff. And yeah, once again, this place had no drink whatsoever, literally no drink that I liked. I don't know what half the drinks were, and I just thought, oh my god, I'm gonna have to go for an IPA. it said IPA tropical. I can't remember what it stands for, but it's some tropical drink, and it wasn't the best drink. It tasted quite nasty, really. Not very, like, very sort of blunt in flavour, like nothing really enjoyable. And I thought, oh my god, we need to go to a different pub. So I said, do you want to go up a few doors up and go to the Golden Fleece, or should we go on the train and stop off at the railway? So it was agreed, because obviously we've got to be mindful that we needed to get back for Molly, Zazu, and, you know, because they're going to be wanting to go out for a wee and stuff. And yeah, so we ended up going to the railway. So yeah, we had one in there, and I had a Heineken in a bottle. So my sister had a cider, which I was quite surprised with, because I've never seen a drink cider before. It's always normally Prosecco, and then my mum had Prosecco, and she was like, yeah, because she was like, oh yeah, this is much better, you know. So yeah, she had Prosecco, and then we ventured off home and opened up some more presents, and I got some lovely gifts. I got this, I'll have to show it in the next whip and chat, but my sister got me this lovely bonsai growing kit, because it's got like all, I think you get 5 trees, you know, the seeds for them, and then you get, you know, the little, because compost nowadays, it comes like in these little round things, and you put it in the water and it expands. And yeah, last night I was putting all the plant pots together, because they're basically on a little strip, and then you have to build them up into a cube. So all was ready to put the compost in and that, but apparently I've got to get an airtight container to put the compost in, because obviously it swells up, doesn't it? So yeah, so I've been doing that. I've missed 2 days worth of Big Brother, so I was trying to catch up on that. I've caught up with one of them, and I've still got more to do. But yeah, it's just been a very busy weekend, really, quite a relaxful weekend, because I can only do so much diamond painting for so long, and then I physically need to have a break from it, because it's not good for the mind. Keep doing diamond painting day in, day out, or for any project you do, doing it day in, day out, day in, day out. It's just, it fries your brains sometimes. So yeah, and then of course it was bonfire night, so everyone was letting off fireworks. This fireworks that I was watching over the road, they must have got the most boringest pack of fireworks ever. Like, there was no colour to them. And then this other house over the other road, they were letting some off, so I was watching them in the garden while they were letting them off in the sky, and waiting for them to pop up in the sky, and very, very colourful ones. And yeah, and then obviously I wasn't planning on coming home yesterday, but because I was going to come home on the 6th, which is today, and I thought, oh, well, bonfire night's over, I might as well just finish for the night now. And wanted to go shopping last night, but got home too late, so I couldn't. So I left that to today, and I've been doing that, and I came across this, which was interesting. I've not seen these before. So these are the nice chocolate version. Now normally they look like that. They're called Nice or Nice, something like that, and they're really, really lovely. But this time they've got milk chocolate on, and these were £1.50. Like, why has everything got to be £1.50? Can never be £1. It's got to be £1.50. All these £1.50s is what's costing the food so high. Like, everything's either £1.50, £2, £1.50, £2. It's like, oh, so annoying. But yeah, it was nice because Sainsbury's funded half of it. So I did have a little look in the TU range, because they've sent me a voucher for this TU clothing. And I don't think you have to spend it on men's clothing. It's women's clothing as well, but it's obviously for £3 now. That expires on the 24th, so trouble is my sister won't come over unless there's a need, so she's not over here much. So because she works all the time, it's quite difficult, and I really don't know what to use it on unless I can ring my mum up and see if she comes over and see if she wants anything, because I don't want to get her something in case she don't like it, you know, or it might not fit. So I really don't know what to use it on, and I just feel like it would be a shame not to use it. Yeah, my sister works quite long hours. Like some days it can be like 7 right the way up till 5. Some days it's like 7 up till 4. She gets like a week where it's earlies and then a week where it's late. Or yesterday, no, a couple of days ago, she had to do parents' evening, and that was like the world's longest day ever for her, because she left at 7 in the morning and she didn't get home until gone 10 o'clock at night, because parents' evening don't happen until 6-7 o'clock. So obviously by the time you finish, that's what, 9 o'clock. You then got to wait for the train. Like, I don't know how she does that. Oh my god, look at the face of this. This is looking lovely jubbly, baby. Oh, I'm liking this. Wow. How long are we doing? 36 minutes. Wow, we're steamed by that, people. Right, let's do a bit of this fall next while we got that out. So I'll do that there. So yeah, what's coming up tomorrow? So what's tomorrow? Thursday, is it? I can't remember. I've not, with this calendar still on October at the moment. So I don't know whatever it is tomorrow. It'll be whipping chats for the rest of the week. I've got no unboxings yet. I haven't ordered nothing because I'm trying to get stop. It's getting to that time of year where obviously Christmas is coming up. You don't want to spend as much. You've got to buy presents for people, and I'm trying not to spend as much on diamond painting at the moment. As I say, I'm quite struggling to find things with the range because I've nearly bought everything. I have decided what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to get the, you know, that big one. I think Jenny's got it. And I'm sure Jenny got, you know, that one that's got 3 different, it's in a white box. And it's got, I think it's like a butterfly, something else and something else. But then I quite like the dragonfly. So there is 2 more that I could probably get. Trouble is with me, because I work like till 5, I can't get into the works. I need to go on a day where I can visit the works and try to get some from there for a bit until the range can bring out some new items.